We've now made it to our final 2 weeks in the country of Guatemala. We've moseyed on down to the shore of Lake Atitlan for a few days, but our time there doesn't wind up being quite what we had hoped for. The road keeps on throwing us curveballs, and the challenging days of working hard to accomplish our goals haven't yet let up. But that's okay. Challenges in life only serve to help us appreciate the high times. And you'd better believe Guatemala has some high times for us in store. Let's go see what this country has left for us to experience. So buckle up and let's roam. Some roads don't simply exist on a map. They live in your mind, calling to you in your sleep, filling your thoughts at work. The Pan American Highway, a road spanning the length of North and South America, a 30,000-kilometer road trip through more than 15 countries, is that road for us. Life to us is nothing more than a collection of moments, and we want to fill our moments with adventure. So for 18 months, we'll be driving south from Tuktoyakta, Canada, all the way to Ushuaia, Argentina. From the Arctic to the Andes, through deserts, jungles, and the unknown, we'll live and wander in our self-built adventure-mobile, seeking stories, chasing landscapes, and redefining what it means to us to be modern-day explorers. This is our journey. We're currently parked beside Lake Atitlan, and it would appear that rainy season in Guatemala has finally kicked off. We watched as this storm crossed over the lake from the volcanoes on the other side and eventually descended upon us. Today, we welcome the rainy season with open arms.
Holy heck, this is a proper storm!
I've never seen this much rain.
Yeah, we haven't seen this much rain in 6 months.
Woo.
Holy moly. So our very first thunderstorm, of course I had the awning out and I had to get out to anchor it a little bit better, and I just got absolutely soaked. Oh, there's water coming in from everywhere. I need to close up everything. Whew. This is wild. So much water.
We've been parked on the lakeshore for a couple days now. Meg has been struggling through a particularly aggressive stomach virus, and unbeknownst to me, I'm on the verge of catching it as well. But right now, we can only sit here and marvel at this beautiful performance by Mother Nature. When we wake the next morning, we find that both of us now have the same virus. So our ambitious plans of venturing off to Antigua and climbing a volcano are temporarily put on hold. Instead, the best thing seems to be to just sit tight and see if things improve. With no energy and a seemingly fading will to live, we just sit there and watch as the many transit boats strafe our view of the volcans San Pedro and Toliman on the other side of the lake. This is just another part of traveling. Sometimes you get sick and the best thing to do is simply stop. But you know what? Even if our guts feel like they're about to explode, we couldn't have chosen a better spot to slow down for a minute and smell the roses. Lake Atitlan, as they say, is the place of eternal spring. And we get it. It's a perfect temperature here. The mountains are lush with greenery and the views are astounding. Our only regret is not being able to see more before leaving for Antigua.
This morning, after not eating food for 36 hours and Meg not really eating that much food yesterday either, we're just going to mow down on this giant plate of fruit. Well, the added benefit of pineapple for the first thing that we're eating in a long time is that it is an anti-parasitic as well as
Did you
papaya.
Google that?
No, I don't know it.
You just know it?
Yeah, I watched a meme.
We need a fact checker on this show.
Yep. Anyway, hopefully this serves us well because this stomach bug sucks.
We would have been leaving right away, but Meg spied a low tire right before we had the van fully packed up. Under closer inspection, we found a large crack in between the lugs and the tread on the top. We'll need to get the tire fixed in Antigua, so for the time being, the spare is being swapped in. Okay, we're departing this spot that we've been camped at for 3 days, and we're gonna go and try and make it up the hill that we came down. And it's a hill we're really not sure if we're gonna make it back up because it is quite steep.
Uh-oh.
Kind of didn't realize until we got halfway down how steep it was. So
There was nothing we could do anyways because there was no turning around on it. So.
here we go.
So we just paid the guy for one more night that we hadn't paid for yet, and we told him that like we're a little worried about getting up the hill because it's really steep, and asked him if there was a number we could call, and he just was like, oh no, it's totally okay, it's all right, tuk-tuks can make it up, cars can make it up, no big deal. And we're like, no, the van is really heavy. It's like, oh no, muy fuerte. Like, no, not at all. So I'm just gonna ride on his faith that we'll make it up.
We're just manifesting that energy up this hill.
Here we go.
Come on, Daddy!
Let's go.
We're gonna do this!
Oh, she's still got power.
Okay.
She's not slowing down too bad.
Great. Nobody has ever gotten stuck on this road. That's what you need to remember, Betty.
Except for the slow rovers. They're seriously heavy van. I still don't know how this van got so heavy. This is about as much power as we got right now.
Approaching the second switchy. This one is far more narrow.
Oh, we got a nice steep climb right after it.
All right, all right.
Get some speed here. Here we go.
Third switchy. Oh.
Oh, there's town.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We really built this up.
I've been losing sleep over that.
Really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about like how I'm gonna ask people in Spanish for help.
Oh,
Okay, well that was easy.
that was easy.
The man at the bottom of the hill knew. Oh wow, look, it's a dog colony. It's a wild dog colony.
The hill that we had built up in our minds now behind us, we hopped onto the actual Pan American Highway for the very first time on our trip. We said a final goodbye to Lake Atitlan from above, then put our heads down to get to Antigua. Something I'm absolutely loving about Guatemala is the vibrant car and chicken bus culture. These ornately decorated buses called camionetas or chicken buses are thought to have got their name from the transportation of chickens and live animals as well as humans. However, the name chicken bus could also be attributed to their shiny and colorful exteriors, much like the plumage of roosters and peacocks. Either way, they're tons of fun, and the creativity exercised by the owners is top-notch. The drivers are well known by the locals to be a little bit crazy, as they usually drive at high speed from stop to stop and can often be caught making daring passes on blind corners or in tight traffic, something we have witnessed ourselves on many occasions. Eventually, we found ourselves in the streets of Antigua and in search of some grub. It had been a minute since we had last filled our stomachs, and just about anything would work to fill the void.
Well, we've made it to Antigua, and the very first place we've come to is the most American restaurant we could find, which coincidentally was also the first one we could find, because we've got to eat.
Unclear about eating.
Alex really had to pee and he was getting super antsy, so we had to stop at the first restaurant we could see, much to my dismay.
Yeah, this is true. I don't care. I just had to eat some food. I'm so hungry. That looks like a very
Unclear.
Next on the list was to find our Airbnb and then get a lay of the land. Antigua, Guatemala is a beautifully preserved colonial city nestled between 3 towering volcanoes. Founded in the early 16th century as Santiago de los Caballeros, it once served as the capital of Spanish colonial Guatemala and was one of the most important cities in Central America. The city thrived for over 2 centuries until a series of devastating earthquakes in the 1700s led authorities to relocate the capital to what is now Guatemala City. Despite its turbulent past, Antigua remains a cultural and architectural gem. Its cobblestone streets, colorful facades, and Baroque ruins tell stories of resilience and rebirth. Today, it's recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and draws visitors from around the world for its history, vibrant markets, and spectacular Holy Week processions. Carlton, but it'll do for $30 Canadian, right?
Like, if we don't get Lysol poisoning.
Lysol poisoning indeed.
What's happening today, babe?
We're going out for breakfast, and then, which is so much more important than the rest of the day. And then, and then we're going to a very reputable shop, right? Here in the city next to Antigua, and we're gonna get the van looked at and just make sure everything is all good, so that we can have a little bit more confidence in her for the rest of the journey. Yeah. Oh, and there's a store called Megapaca right next to the shop, and I'm so excited. It's like a thrift store. Yeah.
Tell me.
This is a very exciting breakfast experience. It's like a viral breakfast spot in Antigua. Essentially, you pick what you want, like a classic breakfast, a sandwich, waffles, and then you build your own plate with all their options. Yummy.
Oh my gosh.
He got, for his toppings, he could have picked like strawberry compote, all number of toppings. He got sweetened condensed milk and maple syrup.
In my defense, I'm a child and I panicked because there are so many options, and I was just like, maple syrup and sweetened condensed milk and nah.
Next time you're panicking, just ask your wife for some help.
Okay, but this is still gonna be delicious. I'm so stoked. And bacon.
Yummy.
Bacon for the first time in 6 months, I think. We haven't had bacon since we got to Mexico. Yes.
I have arrived at Spec Garage.
Oh, looks like some people are camped here.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so we've just talked to the guys here at Spec Garage. It looks like they can take care of us. Now we have to go through the really irritating process of removing the whole center console, refrigerator, and everything all to the back so that they can get in at our engine. One of the aspects of this type of vehicle that I really don't like is that, yeah, every time we have to do any kind of engine work, we have to remove everything. So this seat has to come out, refrigerator has to go to the back, center console has to go to the back, and then gotta pull the doghouse out and get all this junk out of the way. Then, alright, there you go. Everything's cleared out. You can get in at the doghouse.
All of our stuff has been crammed in the back. The van is ready to be worked on. Okay, so today while we wait for vehicle stuff to be done, we're going to somewhere that apparently is a bit of a cultural experience here in Guatemala. We were told about it by our friends Josh and Vanessa, and it is called
Megapaca.
Megapaca.
It's like an outlet gear store that's massive.
Yeah, and since we haven't really had much of a shopping experience for a long time, we're just gonna go shopping and see what we can find.
Yahoo!
Are you so excited, honey?
How do you know? How can you tell? Basically running.
Next happy place. Well, did you burn our entire budget?
That was so fun.
What a thrifter.
That was like better than Goodwill.
Wow.
Amazing. I got 3 brand new tank tops
Yeah.
and
More sandals. Because
Well-
we need more sandals. Meg currently has about 4 pairs of sandals in the van right now.
He's such a party pooper.
I'm just realistic. You got 4 pairs of sandals in the van. I'm gonna be in the doghouse now. Okay, we're back in the van, and the guys have been checking over the van for a little while. They've checked like 4 cylinders, I think, and each cylinder is getting around 150 psi, so we are probably good on compression. They did find a spark plug wire that is broken, so we're maybe not getting as good spark as we could on that cylinder. But one of the things that they did find was a really clean spark plugs, which is not actually a good thing, considering that we replaced them 6 months ago, which means that we might not actually be getting enough fuel into the cylinder. Now, before we left, we replaced the fuel pump in this thing, and that's the second fuel pump we've done in this van. So we're gonna figure out fuel pressure and where it might be lacking, and hopefully go from there. And if we can get proper fuel pressure to the cylinders, then we might get our power back. Well, we definitely will get our power back. So far it's looking really good. I think that this is gonna be a really good visit to Spec Garage, and it's going to maybe fix some of our issues, and maybe we won't wind up just
stuck on the
dogging-
Altiplano.
Yeah, dogging it up hills at elevation. So.
But hopefully we don't have to do another fuel pump. We have a full tank of gas.
Yeah, as usual. That's always what happens whenever there is a fuel pump to be done. Look at these helpers. You chewing on that, bud? I help. Okay, that's
good.
Fuel pressure. Really good fuel pressure. Yeah, that's perfect.
Good?
Yep.
The following week in Antigua was a bit chaotic. In the mornings, Meg and I would work 4 to 5 hours, quickly run out for lunch, then rush to our Spanish school where we'd remain for the following 4 hours. Being released at 6 p.m., we'd then return to our Airbnb, drop off our things, and walk to find a spot for dinner. It was an absolute scramble to enjoy the city as much as possible, while also accomplishing our goal of attending Spanish school while also working. The Spanish school we attended is Mundo Spanish School. The school was excellent and comes highly recommended by us. With their time constraints, we did the minimum that Mundo offers. If you're keen, you can enjoy a full live-in experience where you are completely immersed in Spanish-speaking Guatemalan culture, where you live with, eat with, and speak with a Guatemalan family for as long as you are willing to pay for. Days usually start with a lesson in the morning, which is followed by activities around the city in the afternoon. If you're keen to upgrade your Spanish while also enjoying Antigua and looking for a school, you can check out the link that we've left in the description below. week's end, it was time to pack our bags, hop in a van, and get shuttled up to the trailhead to Volcan Acatenango. We'd be doing an overnight stay near the peak to catch views of Volcan Fuego erupting before making a sunrise summit the next morning.
Alright guys, this is good. And definitely we're gonna go making pauses, making stops. Okay. But at any time you would like to have a break, also let us know. Perfecto. Ready? Do you know español, guys? Or you? ¿Tú también?
Sí, un poco.
Perfecto. Entonces, vámonos.
Was it all in Canada?
Yeah.
Acatenango volcano as well.
Yeah.
Why? Because the last eruption from Acatenango volcano was in 1974. Yes, that's why we also have from Fuego volcano and Acatenango volcano.
Cool. So what he's saying is that all of this layering here is all from different eruptions. This is all material from different eruptions. It's wild.
Although Meg likely won't agree with me, the hike to camp was a relatively straightforward and easy slog. 1,500 meters of elevation gain is nothing to laugh at, but the trail is well maintained and doesn't contain any scrambles or overly steep sections, lending to the freedom to actually look around and enjoy the views. Approaching our stop point for the day, we were met with fast-moving clouds and the periodic and distant thunderclap of fuego erupting. Or perhaps the sound is more akin to a sonic boom. Regardless of whichever sound best describes it, an erupting volcano is loud.
What a great yeah.
For now, guys, you can come around this side. We're gonna bring some chairs now.
Sneaky evening. Pooty, toot, scootin', rootin'.
What was that? Toot scootin'. What does that even mean? Oh, guys. Wow.
Holy shit. Oh! Oh.
I think you will have some other chance. It looks good.
Oh.
So,
We have more. Would you want more?
um,
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna wine. Yes.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
Someone else?
You? Alex?
Así, para mí.
Poco para ti.
Okay.
Por favor.
Gracias.
De nada.
Por acá tienes.
Anyone else?
Well, we did it. 1,500 meters of elevation. We're now sitting close to the top of Acatenango with a view of Fuego, and it is erupting every 5 minutes or so. So this is one heck of an experience.
Yeah,
Holy
absolutely.
smokes. And I'm drinking a bit of wine right now.
There's chips and guacamole. Life is good.
This is a really, really incredible experience.
Yeah.
We're stoked.
Yeah.
The scene that unfolded before us while we sat there waiting for periodic eruptions was that of a world well known by eagles, hawks, condors, and other high flyers. We watched towering cumulus, full of its life-giving rain, crowd around the volcano's base. Below us, the clouds would have blotted out the sun, while large raindrops started their loud cacophony. But above, it was quiet, calm, and peaceful. The tranquility only broken by Fuego's belching of black smoke and molten rock.
As the sun slowly fell behind the horizon, our location on Atitlan was eventually completely socked in. We went to bed and attempted sleep, worried that we might not get the chance to see the volcano erupting at night. But a few hours later, I was awoken by either an actual thunderclap or fuego erupting, and when I went out to look, this is what I saw. Cheers elicited from the camp below, and our hopes that we might catch a big eruption without clouds in the way were reignited. We watched as the mesmerizing trickle of molten rock slithered its way down the mountainside. Lightning flashed, casting fuego into momentary and haunting contrast. But after an hour of waiting, little had changed, and we were considering returning to bed. But then, this happened.
There's a little bit of a yes. Yes. Come on. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good. It's just still going. It's so cool. How's everyone feeling this morning?
Already gassed.
Too bad.
So,
I need your energy.
Hey. Estamos cerca. So. ¿Hay alguien escapando allá?
Wow. It's amazing.
¿Acá? ¿Encuentra el volcán de agua?
So many new experiences, so many unforgettable memories packed into such a small amount of time. What a wonderfully epic place. These moments have by far been the best we've experienced in Guatemala and will remain with us in our old age as the time us young bucks clambered up a volcano at sunrise. And then came a very important duty which hadn't been performed in a long time. For those of you new to our story, We call this a sacrifice to the metal gods, and today, a bounty was due.
You ready?
Ready.
Then David, one of our guides, introduced us to Acatenango provided hand warmers, which left us wondering, why don't they have these at the top of all mountains?
That feel nice?
Feels really good.
Oh, this feels so nice.
Yeah, just waiting for this.
Always too late.
When we returned to camp as part of the tour we had purchased, we were all provided with breakfast. And I can honestly say I don't think pancakes have ever tasted so good. We recounted the scenes of the previous night and morning with the rest of the group while filling our bellies for the hike down. Our time in the mountain was coming to a close, and we were about to hoist our bags onto our backs to descend. But I think just a tiny piece of our heart was left on the mountain that morning. One last eruption from Fuego as a parting gift, and then we turned our backs on the volcano and walked down. I really think we lucked out with this group of individuals. Leo, Grace, Sam, Laura, and Gia. Thanks guys for all the great conversations, stories, and laughs. It was great being on trail with all of you for this brief sliver of time. We hope all of you have fantastic travels from here.
She's like, feed me, woman.
I don't think enough can be said about our guides David and Daniela and Blue Sky Adventures. These two made our time on the mountain so incredibly enjoyable. Not only did they hike up with provisions, then made meals for us, they also brought so much energy to the experience, educated us on the surrounding area, and offered to help whenever and wherever needed. If you want to experience Fuego and Acatenango like we did, we'd strongly suggest booking a tour with Blue Sky Adventures.
Hey!
Boom!
Eso.
Nani?
Eso.
Are you a cat on her step? Yeah. Ooh. Nom 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 nom.
All right, we are finally ready to leave Antigua. And it has not been the week of rest that we had hoped for. It has been far the opposite.
Yep, really challenging with work and school and yeah, staying in the Airbnbs and yeah, it's been
Probably leaving Antigua more tired than we arrived. But that's just how things go sometimes. Life throws you curveballs in the form of weeks of rest. But yeah, now we get to run the gauntlet of the rest of Central America because we have our shipping dates. We are shipping July 22nd, which gives us 5 weeks to make it through El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. So it's gonna get crazy here.
Yeah.
We got one more day of repairs. We're gonna see if we can get our transmission cooler done and possibly cut out the catalytic converters out of this van. But that depends on parts. And once that's done, we're just gonna hightail it for the Guatemala El Salvador border.
yeah.
More lube next time, maybe.
That's what she said.
The installation of a transmission oil cooler was something that had been suggested to me by multiple people and seemed like the cheapest and easiest option to prolong the life out of this transmission. I had purchased the cooler in Mexico, but hadn't had much of an opportunity to do the install myself. Being close to a shop and a parts store for something like this seemed like the best option. As we've learned more about this particular van, we found out that it came from the factory without a transmission temperature sensor, meaning we couldn't even put a gauge on it to watch the temps. With any luck, this cooler will ensure that the transmission remains somewhat cooler on those long and sustained climbs.
Alright, this is Mario right here. Say hi, Mario.
Hey.
And he's going to be cutting out the catalytic converters today and welding a new pipe. And he's got his welding set up here. Got the sawz-all over there. It's about to be cutting time.
The choice to cut out the catalytic converters was made due to their age and mileage on the van and the potential for bad gas the further south we went. As we travel south, the potential for the catalytic converters clogging only increases. So while we're here, we figured we'd have the job done. And who knows, we may have even freed up a few extra ponies in the engine.
As well, our tire's now fixed. This is the one that had the big crack in it, and it's been repaired. Nice. Now this right here is a rig. None of the fancy bells and whistles. Only what you need. An engine, steering wheel, a few pedals, a shifter, and 6 wheels. All of that just so that I can fix the stupid door handle. Last night, while getting into the van, I went to go open this passenger door and the door handle just snapped. So after doing all the fixes and being here for, a few days now, fixing stuff, the last minute, the friggin' door handle breaks. And let me tell you, it is a chore to get one of these Chevy door handles out of the door. So now I'm JB welding it back together, and today we have to drive without a door handle because I need to have it out and motionless so that it can set and cure. Everything is always broken. It's our new motto. Okay, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. We have finished all repairs. The van is, who knows, in tip-top running shape or not. We don't know yet. We are going straight for the El Salvador border, and we're gonna cross tomorrow.
Yeah, exciting. New country. Number 6?
Number 6.
The rest of our time in Guatemala was spent on the road, making our way from Antigua to the border of El Salvador. Now that we have a shipping date set, we're picking up the pace through Central America, hoping to make the most of the time we have left in the places we still want to explore. We do wish we'd had more time in Guatemala, but honestly, we felt that way about nearly every place we've been. There's a whole world out there, far too vast to see it all, and never enough time to give each place the attention it deserves. It's a hard truth, but one we're slowly learning to live with. Guatemala was a land of striking beauty, and at times, quiet hardship. The heat pressed in like a weight, we battled sickness, and faced more than a few tough breaks. But even in the hardest moments, this place shined through. The warmth of the people, the open arms and easy smiles reminded us of why we travel. The landscapes were vivid, green, wild, and full of energy, and the culture here runs deep, rich with color, story, and spirit. Guatemala challenged us, but it also embraced us, and for that, we're grateful.
Well, we've officially made it into El Salvador.
Woo!
It only took us like
3 hours.
Yeah, 3, maybe 3.5 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours. And okay.
Only because we had to wait because the system was down. Otherwise, it would have totally taken us an hour max.
And thus far, El Salvadorians are so kind.
Yeah.
Let's go find camp.
Thank you for being here with us on this journey. We hope our stories and our experiences spark something in you. Maybe a bit of curiosity, maybe the urge to get out and explore this big, beautiful world for yourself. Now go chase that next adventure and make the kind of memories that stick with you. If you would like to see behind the scenes content, get route and camp spot information, or if you'd just like to help support us by putting some gas in our tank each month, you can contribute on Patreon. Oh, hey there, bud. Before you go, don't forget to go on over to slowroamers.com and get yourself some rad Slow Roamers merch. For additional photos and commentary on our journey, you can follow along on Facebook and Instagram. Alrighty, Guatemala, we loved you. You were challenging as heck, but darn it, you're gorgeous. See you later. Bye.